Well, here we are. It is sort of like the last bit of July here, but a most eventful part of probably this decade that we're in, even though we have so many things to kind of talk about. But, earlier on, I was talking a lot about the 4 degrees and how it's going to interact, and when Jupiter comes in, that this fire is going on. Well, all that was already spoken about before by this French philosopher called Babel.
Crisis and recovery. That curve points directly at this month. His name was Andre Barbault, and between the 16th and the 25th of July, the configuration he tracked his entire life finally assembles. 4 planets at 4 degrees, woven into what astrologers now call the Barbault basket. This is the foretelling we promised you. What this pattern is, why a man who died before it arrived saw it coming, and where it lands precisely in your own.
And he has a lot to say about the collective changes. And so, even the last couple of days where I've had like events happen to me, when I reflected, I came back out with how it is that we need like some sort of like societal change to remedy like a situation that's going on. Specifically, it's about like homelessness.
Hey everyone, welcome to Soci Astrology. Today we are going to be taking a look at one of the most historic, impactful, potent moments, astrologically speaking, of our lifetimes and honestly even beyond. So what I'm referring to is this basket aspect pattern that is forming between the outer planets Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, as well as Jupiter, all at 4 degrees of their respective signs. This is unlike anything that we have seen before. The astrological research programs that a lot of astrologers use, they go back millennia. And a lot of us have researched looking for something like this, haven't been able to find anything like this configuration. So it's absolutely massive that we get to live to witness this. And it's also just such a sea change in the energy compared to how we've been dealing with the energy over the past decade plus.
And how people were using the market price to establish like some sort of way of continuously consuming it. However, the people that they are wanting to do that to are people who are already on a strain with the way that the cost of living has already going on, and it seems to be like there is no way to like stop any of this stuff and to bring some awareness to it, so this way we can talk about it. Because my video had the different points about how really in reality that we are sort of like really stretched as ordinary people, and especially people who are in the generations where the rug has been pulled from under. We don't have the same exact things that maybe people had grown up in times before. We live in a changing time, and so it's very hard for people to establish that. See how I just went on a rant about that? Because that's exactly what this thing is about. This is about the fact that there is so many changes going on within the fabric of our own selves that has to be reflected now into society. And so the outer planets, which is like Neptune and Uranus, having that, they are the collective consciousness of change in past times. And now they are working together. And now that Jupiter moves in there with that 4 degree, it really, really causes a closing and a fixed way of like doing something. It almost has like all the elements that it needs to really conduct this. While Mercury is all in this retrograde period and won't be until the 24th or the 23rd, what happens then is that that's exactly when the wonderful 4 planet configuration and the exact also breaks, which leads to believe that in this time period that we're in, we're really, really keeping quiet and putting the pieces together and having the consciousness to understand like what maybe is going on.